Hello. I'm a couple of minutes late. I've been trying to get my video to come up, and then somebody came to my door, and then my phone has been dinging. So anyway, it is a little after 6 p.m. Central Standard Time, and here I am. I'm still trying to get everything connected. So just checking in. I just got a text scrolling across my screen. My name is Patience, and I am an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Central Arkansas. And tonight I've got several different things I want to share with you. And I am still checking to make sure I've got this shared to where I need it shared. Hold on just a second. Let me get this going. Here we go. I think I've got it. There we go. All right. So tonight, I've got several things I want to talk about. First of all, my name is Patience, and I am in Arkansas, United States. And that's in the middle of the country, landlocked, no oceans. We have some lakes, but I'd love to be at the ocean right now. One thing I wanted to talk to you about is our special we're having in June, and it is a good special. We always have the best bundle out there, and that is you can usually get $125 in product for $99 and free shipping on that, and you get $125 in Stampin' Up! Products for $99 plus tax, free shipping. But this month, in the month of June, you will get $155. So that's more bang for your buck there. And I wanted to turn my camera down to my desktop to show you, because this flyer, I can show you all this, but on a piece of paper, it's a piece of paper. So I really want to show you what this looks like. Hey, Khaki. I really want to show you what this looks like, okay? So let me flip it down to my desktop to show you what $155 of product look like. So let me flip this down right quick, and I'll flip it back up in just a minute. But here's the desktop, plain, clean. Okay, so say you were going to get a new trimmer, okay? Get a Stampin' Up! Trimmer. Pardon my ring light there, but this is a Stampin' Up! Trimmer, and I did put a ruler on here because it makes it easier for me. And if you want to know where I got the ruler, just message me and I will let you know. Okay, so say you wanted the Stampin' Up! Trimmer. Let me see. I'm making a lot of noise off here. I've got a basket of stuff. So, say we got the trimmer. Then we have a package of paper. And in that package of paper is 40 sheets of your basic white paper. And then we got a package of your Brights collection. Now, these are cut in half. And that's just so that I could show you on screen. But there's 40 sheets in one package, okay? So you get 2 each of every color in the Brights collection. So let's say you wanted to get a package of the Brights Designer Series paper, okay? That's 40 sheets. I've got a package open here. So they come in different designs. So, and I've got them all mixed up because I've been in, this is my favorite color family of the whole catalog. So you would get that. Okay, let me put this over to the side. Well, let's just leave it here. Okay, so you can get a package of dots. You could get some mini glue dots. You can get a package of seal. This is adhesive like I use. It's a tape runner. You could get, oh, this is my favorite ribbon, black and white gingham ribbon. You could get some black ink. If you are just starting out, this is perfect because black ink goes with everything. You can get some Stampin' Dimensionals, and a lot of people call these pop dots, but they're dimensionals. You can get a bone folder, and this helps you make creases in your paper. You could get some snips, paper snips, sharp, and they do have a protective cover on them. Let me see, right here. Brand new pair right here. Okay. Let's see, what else? You've got the trimmer, you've got all this paper. Let's see, bone folder. Let's see what else is on the list. Oh, yes. If you were to buy the bundle, I'm doing this class tonight, the little monkey bundle. Together, the stamp set and the punch is $38. So you can get that. You can get a past paper pumpkin. And this is, oh, this is the paper pumpkin that just came in this last month. Let me show you a couple of cards from this. I put them all together. I put them all together because I've already sent them out. I sent them out to past paper pumpkin subscribers. But here's the instructions that came with it. You get color instructions with it. Now, you won't necessarily get this one, but you will get a past paper pumpkin. And then you also get a supply of catalogs, brochures, order forms, and postcards should you want to run this like a business. Now, let me put all this stuff over to the side. Stampin' Up! Does not require you to run this as a business. Now, if you're business-minded, you can run it as a business if you so choose to run it as a business, but you don't have to. You can get the $155 in product for $99 plus tax because you're a happy shopper. When I first started out, I was a happy shopper. I used to, and I still do, love to scrapbook. I put pictures together of camping trips I've been on, trips that I've been on with my children. I'm behind. Of course, we're always all behind. You know, you try to keep up with the memories, but memories keep happening. And we love our pictures. And now, pictures are everywhere. We all love our pictures. So, anyway, Stampin' Up! Can help you with that. We have albums. We have all kinds of things to help you with that. And I would love to help you with that. I have a list of top 10 reasons why I joined. And I joined, first of all, for the discount. Because I could run down to the big store and get it right then. But I also found that my purple didn't match my purple paper, didn't match my ink, didn't match my ribbon. And that's fine. But I went to a party and found out that you can get all this stuff to match and to coordinate, and it is fabulous. Fabulous. So I joined for the discount. I joined because the products were fabulous. I have a list of 10 reasons why I joined. And what I mean by joining is to get that starter kit. Your starter kit, I gave you I just showed you, a picture of things that I would put in that starter kit. That was me. You could put anything in that starter kit to total up to $155. You can't go over, but if you have a wish list, a shopping list that is more than $155, get $155, and then on your first order, which will be 20% off, you know, there you can get the things that you want to get. Or if you want to get some colored inks, that will match the paper, that will match the ribbons, that will match the embellishments. It's all matchy. I love it. I love it. Love it. Another thing is, another reason is there is zero obligation to run this as a business. And I have had people that have joined and been with me for over a year, and then life happens, and then they've dropped, and then they've come back because, you know, we have the best deal out there, $125 for $99. But this month, June 2023, is $155. So I would love for you to join my team, Notable Stampers Group. I try to provide inspiration and cards. We have events where we get together and stamp. I just held my first retreat that had, I believe everyone there was a happy shopper except for one or two. And that's fine. We love to get together and stamp together. So I try to provide inspiration and fellowship for the people on my team. I encourage them if they want to run it as a business. I help provide business information for them. Anytime anyone has a question on my team or in my group, I'm also a member of another team, my upline. I'm a member of her team. So my team members also get information and help from her. So we're all crafters. We're all like-minded, and we like to be together. We like to have fun, and, you know, I have found a tribe of people that I like to be around. So I have a website. It's notesfrompatience.com. I would love for you to stop by there and give it a look. I am getting a facelift on that website. I've been saying that for a while, but it is in transition. So if you click on a page that's not there, shoot me an email. I'll give you some information. Hopefully everything's there right now. I'm working on it. Let's see. Also, when you're a demonstrator, you get to see things first. I just pre-ordered some Christmas items. And I know it's not even July yet, but Christmas is in the back of my mind. And believe me, your big box stores will be putting Christmas out next month. So I will be having a Christmas in July class. Don't know if it'll be a tag class or cards, but we'll have something. It may be small, but we'll have something. So be looking for that. Also, the next month's paper pumpkin is going to be fun in the sun. And this is the flyer for it. And I mentioned that I'd already put my cards together for my paper pumpkin. And I did. And I put a flyer in those cards. And I would love for you to be part of my paper pumpkin team. It is no obligation. You get your box every month. You make your cards. I'm going to start back having a Facebook Live where I make alternatives to the cards that Paper Pumpkin gives you. I will have an alternative card made and show you what you can make from the contents you get in your Paper Pumpkin box. So be looking for that. Also, I will be going to YouTube. I will transfer my videos over to YouTube. So be looking for that. I don't think there's a platform that you can't find me on. Maybe, maybe not. But I'm ready to get started to show you these cute monkey cards. One that I think is just adorable. We're not making this card. This is an extra card that I made. But isn't it so cute? It's using the Berry Burst. I just finished it. I think the other day. And I didn't even put something on the inside. But if you like my post and share, I will be sending cards out to people that share my content and share my post today. So if you share it and I have your address, I will be sending you a card. So you may be getting this card. So let me go ahead and put you down on my desk view and we'll get started making the cards that are in my little monkey class. All right, let me pull these cards out. Let me get a drink of water right quick. Okay, here are my cards for class. Now, my class is, you can spend a minimum of $35 and you will get 6 card kits, and that's two cards of each. So you'll get 2 of each one of these cards, and you'll get everything to make these cards, but you will have to have the stamp set and the punch to be able to complete these cards. And on my website, there's a list of everything you need to complete this card. You will also be getting a color PDF that will have the instructions on how to complete these cards, as I've got them pictured here. I know when I have a live class and I've got these nice cards made here, I will always have someone who will make the card different than what I have pictured. You know, I'll have a sample card in every bucket, and I will always have someone that will make the card different, and that is perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. But let's go ahead and get started. I'm anxious to show you what I have and what I provide to you. So when you get your card kit, it will have the color PDF, and it will look like this. And this is the embellishments that you will get. If you spend $50 or more, you will get these embellishments. Now, when you spend $35, you will get this. I do use these embellishments on our on all 3 cards, so you can use whatever embellishments you want. But those were the embellishments that I chose to use. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started. I've got everything in this envelope, and I have started putting the card together already. So I put the inside together and did some stamping already. So I have already cut the dimensions. Cut the cardstock for you. So I've got the black, and I've already put it on here, the matte. And then I've got the white. Oh, here we go. Okay, there we go. And then I stamped, and then I colored one of the hearts with my pumpkin pie light blend. You can color all 3. I just colored one. So I'm going to put that aside, and I'm going to take my 3x3 square, and I'm going to go ahead and get my black Memento ink, and we're going to stamp this branch across here. Get inked up here. See if I can stamp this. Pretty good. There we go. And then I'm going to go ahead and color. I'm using pecan pie, and I'm using the small blunt end, and I'm going to color this light. Now, we are not perfect. We have fun when we stamp. I love to color. I love to use the blends. So now I'm going to use the dark pumpkin pie. I love the blends. You can blend. There's not much blending to do, I promise. But it is fun to color. And then I'm just going to do a little bit of color right there at the bottom of the branch. Like that. Okay. And then for my leaves, I'm using Old Olive, and I'm using the light Old Olive for my leaves. And I'm also using the small blunt end. The reason I'm doing that is because I'm coloring a small area and it gives me more control. And you'll have to forgive my voice. I have had a summer cold. Isn't that awesome? Summer colds are the worst, and I have had one. So now I'm using the dark blend, and I'm just putting a little bit of color on the leaf. You see, there's really no rhyme or reason. Just putting a little bit of color there. Okay, now you have a vine image on your stamps. And I'm going to make a small vine. And I'm just going to double it up. Let's see if I can do that. Here we go. And I'm just sort of stamping off to get the ink off of my stamp there. Okay, and I'm going to color those little leaves on that. Oops, I'm going to use the blunt end. I'm going to color those the light. Old olive as well. Okay. I would love for you to say hello if you're watching. My name is Patience, and I am in Maumelle, Arkansas, and we're doing the little monkey. Okay, I also noticed that I didn't go all the way up. And if you don't go all the way up, and if you've got a marker, any fine tip, just connect it to the tree right there. That's what I did. And I love the Stampin' Right markers. They also have a big brush tip and a fine tip. I love them. I will find myself writing inside the card with this. Okay, so now let's put this aside. And then in your card kit, you will have, oops, that's the other card kit. Let me get that out of the way. Let me use the card kit that we need to use. Okay. We're going to actually stamp the monkey. And this monkey is the one that goes with the punch. Now, in this stamp set, you have 3 monkey images. And on the cards that I have for your card kits, we will use all of those monkey images. Okay, so now when you get your card kit, you're going to be making 6 cards. So I normally would stamp that twice because we'll be making 2 of the orange cards. But for us right now, we're going to be just making the 1. So I am using light crumb cake. I didn't want to make real dark monkeys because I want to see the monkey. And I love the orange color. I love the Brights family. So right now I'm coloring all of the monkey except for the face and the ears, the light crumb cake. And here again I'm using the small tip. And I love crumb cake. It's probably my most used color of the blends. It's a neutral color. And I have several sets because I've run dry of this end, or I've run dry of the big end. Okay, so let me show you how I have shaded this monkey. Okay, on this one, I just went across the top of his head. So for this one, I just went across the top of his head. But here, we're going to just do his whole top of his head here, and the tops of his ears. And let's just shade part of his body, because he's going to be swinging under this tree. Okay, there we go. Now I'm also going to go back to my light crumb cake, and we're just going to go over this again, but I'm using my big tip, and my big tip has the alcohol end in there, and it helps it blend the dark with the light. And both ends have the alcohol in it, but the big blend, the big end has the most in it. I don't know if you could tell, I can tell because I'm right here on it. But you can tell the difference in this color and this color because I've used this end. Now I'm also going back over the dark with my light, and it will lighten up his forehead here. And it blends the colors together. I love the way it changes the color. Now, for his little face, I'm going to use Petal Pink. We're just going to have a pinkish little face. And I'm using, it's the light Petal Pink. And I'm doing the insides of his ears too. And now I'm not coloring the whites of his eyes. And that's really all we're doing there on him. So we're going to get our punch. We're going to punch him out. So I'm going to try to put this in the camera so that you can see. See if I can use my camera to look. Now, I'm holding this a little taut so that the paper's not moving. I'm pulling it and it's not moving because I'm holding it real tight. But you can see there's a little white around every side. I want there to be a little bit of white around every side. I don't want it to have no white over here and a lot of white over there. So let me look at this again, see if I can get this pretty much in the middle. I want it to punch out pretty good. Okay, so now I'm going to punch it out. Okay, now our punch also has little circles here, and that is if you wanted to punch out pink to put for the ears. And we've also got a banana. We'll be punching some bananas in a minute. I'll show you. Okay, so I did get a little bit closer to this side, but it looks fine. It's going to look good. Okay, let's put our monkey to the side, and let's get our strip of paper like this. Now remember, this piece that you get with your card kit is for another monkey, okay? So I'm going to put it over to the side. So this piece that we've got in there is for bananas. So let's find your banana image and get your Memento black ink again. And we're going to, you can put as many bananas in there as you want. I'm just going to put one on here. He's going to hold a banana. And so we're going to use our daffodil blend. And I believe this is the dark daffodil. And I'm using the big fat end because the fat end has a lot of ink in it. And I want it to be darker than the one I've already made. The one I made earlier is light. So I don't know if you could tell the difference. This one's dark and this one's light. And I wanted it to be a little darker. So, there we go. So let me get my punch back out. I think my ring light's about to go out. I think I said that last time I had a live. Okay, and so punch that banana out. There it is. Okay, so now you're going to get your dots, your mini glue dots. And I have buried them. I know I have them. Here we go. So get your mini glue dots out. Woohoo! If I can find one. Here we go. And you just need one under that banana. And then I have dimensionals under this monkey. I've got them right here. So I only used 2 dimensionals. Okay, but we're not going to build them up yet. So because we still have a little bit of stamping. We've got little monkey. And we're this is meant to be a baby card. So if you have anybody in your life that has a baby on the way, little baby boy especially, woo, little monkeys. Of course, I know some girls who have girls that are climbers. They could be little monkeys too. And so we are fussy cutting the little monkey. And this is pretty easy because it's curvy on one side and straight on the other. But when you cut, if you'll move the paper and not your scissors, it should be a piece of cake or a piece of paper. Okay, so this is pretty much straightforward, except when you get to the end, you just move your paper like so. There you go. All right, and then 2 dimensionals on that. And let's see if I can get that dimensional on there. Let's see. Ooh, just barely made it. Okay, so now we're going to put this card together. So I've already put the black up here, so we just need to put that on there. So we're going to get our adhesive. Run that. There we go. Now I hold my hand, my finger down here at the bottom to help me steady. I say that, now I'm all shaky. Here we go. There we go. Now, look at it before you really mash it down so that you make sure it's where you want it before you mash it. Now, one thing I wanted to tell you, when you get this card kit, it may or may not look the same. These papers are double-sided, and in order to provide as many card kits as I did, especially last month, on the bright designer paper, it also has other designs with it. This particular card kit has these 4 different designs. You have dots and stripes, hearts, and dashes. And all of these come in the 10 different colors. So you may get this monkey card design, but with the hearts and the dashes. But it would be orange. You know, it'll be in the right color. It just may be in a different design. So, but for this particular card, I am going to put the stripes up. So it'll have just a little bit of a different look. So there again, I'm putting my fingers down at the bottom so that we have about the same amount of cardstock showing. Okay, so now let's put this down with adhesive. Okay. And you'll notice that I've got this all measured out for you, and I've got about the same amount of white cardstock showing. So here I've done the same thing. I measured it out, and all the measurements will be in the PDF that I provide you. If you want to duplicate the card, all you have to do is get your cardstock and use the measurements that I give you. All right, and so now this is set up on dimensionals or pop dots, whatever you choose to call those. It was always so hard for me to call them dimensionals when I first started buying Stampin' Up! Products because I called them pop dots. And sometimes I still do. Okay, so let's get this right here. Let's move it up just a little bit since that monkey's going to be hanging off. All right. Okay. There we go. Now don't forget to stamp your envelope. There's other images. You could put the banana on the envelope. You could stamp the monkey's face on there. There's some foliage, you know, that you could put on there. Okay, let's see. Let's have his little hand hanging onto the vine. And then, don't forget your banana. Got the banana we're going to put on his hand. And then, where's our little monkey? Here it is. Little monkey. Now, we could put little monkey there. We could put little monkey there. We could put it anywhere you want. I'm still going to go ahead and put it right here. And then we have these embellishments to add to the card. I'm using my Take Your Pick tool. This is a fabulous help because it makes taking these embellishments off of the card so easy. Woohoo! I've got some glue on there I need to cut off. Woo! It's all stuck to me now. Then we got the little spatula end after it sticks to you. There we go. All right. And then here is our orange little monkey card. Isn't that so cute? I think I colored both of those hearts. And in this one, I added just 3 hearts. So, now we're ready to move to our next card. But like I said, don't forget to do your envelope. You'll have an envelope for both of those. Okay, so our next one is, oh, I love this one. He's got a lot going on here. I love this one. He's so cute. Okay, so I did save some time because I didn't want to sit there and let y'all watch me fussy cut. So I did fussy cut some stuff already. So I'm going to put this card together. I'm going to stamp this circle. Now this circle will be provided for you because it's not part of the bundle. So anything that's not part of a bundle, it's part of Stylish Shapes dies. I will provide the circle for you. I don't provide stamped images for you. That's against policy. So, but I will definitely provide all the stuff for you to stamp your images. Now we're going to color these monkeys here in a minute. I've already colored this one, but I'll color this one and we'll color the branch. And when I fussy cut the branch, I fussy cut the leaves and everything because we're going to put that on top here. So what we're going to put on this particular one is a saying that says, just swinging by to say hi. Let's see. Yes, just swinging by to say hi. So we're going to put that about right here. There we go. Put my lid on my ink so that I don't put my arm in it. And then let's color our branch. There again, we're going to use the pumpkin pie blend, the small blend end. Now for your adhesive for this branch, I like to put it just flat because remember you're going to mail this, and anything you mail is going through the post office, and it's going through those machines, and it's going through those machines that's going to be bumpy and everything. So anything that's going to be bumpy is subject to going to be really flat when it gets to your person. So what I'm going to do is just put a couple of mini glue dots on the back of this branch. I'm going to take my fat end, a hold of this, and this is the light, and I'm just blending that in again. It looks dark, but it's the alcohol concentration in this fat end that's blending that light and dark together. There we go. I'm going to take my light Old Olive and color these leaves. Now, pumpkin pie is a new color. It's part of our Regals collection. And, no, it's part of our, I'm sorry, Neutrals collection. It's in there with, Crumb Cake and Night of Navy. It's part of the Neutrals. Now, Old Olive is in our Regals collection. Old Olive has been around forever. It's been around in Stampin' Up! Longer than I have. Okay, so got that. So now let's color this monkey. This is a different looking monkey than the one we colored before, but we're coloring about the same. I am going to use the dark here on his chest. Coloring with the dark first, because I am going to go back and blend that in. And I'm coloring his head. And I think I'm going to do this. Okay, yeah, let's just get his legs too. He's going to be standing on that branch. All right. And let me get the light. There we go. All right. So now I'm going to get... Oh, I'm just going to get my light again. And I'm going to color over the dark. And that will help. That's what I meant to do. There we go. There we go. Yeah. There we go. Now, petal pink for the face again. And then I'm going to come back and just put a brown dot on his nose. There we go. Doesn't have to be perfect. And I think I'm going to do a pecan pie, just a darker nose. There we go. How about that? All right. And that's really all we have to do on this card. Now we will have some maneuvering on putting the monkey on the branch or hanging from the branch. But we're going to put this card together. Now I didn't stamp anything inside. In fact, I don't even think nope, I didn't even stamp a thing on the inside of the other card. I was just so excited to put it together. But normally I would stamp something on the inside. Okay, so this time, instead of using the hearts, I'm going to put the dashes on there. Okay. There we go. All right, so I am going to pop this up, but before I do any of that, and popping it up on dimensionals, we're going to use glue dots to put our branch on here, because I want our branch to be hanging off over here and over here a little bit. So let's get some glue dots, and let's just put one right there. One right there. I really think my little ring light is flashing. And if it's flashing, it's kind of telling me my light's going out. I don't want my light to go out. I need to do something with that. Okay, so let's just ever so lightly tack that down. Okay, so our monkey's going to stand right here. So he just needs a dimensional here. No, he needs a glue dot here and a dimensional there, because this is going to be up on dimensionals. So a glue dot under his belly and a dimensional here. Okay. So when we get ready to pop him up, he's going to be on dimensionals with the circle. Okay, had to get a drink of water. Okay, so in order to hang our monkey, I'm going to cut on his tail, and we're going to hang his tail on the leaf. We're going to try. So I'm going to cut just a little bit. Okay, so let's see if I can get this in there. We're going to stick it kind of like that and put the leg around the front. So it looks like he's hanging. We want it to look like he's hanging on the limb somehow. Let's see, do we want to... Oh, yeah, like that. There we go. See, he's hanging right there. Okay. Now I'm going to put a dot right there and right there. So let's take him off, and we'll use 2 dots. We'll put a dot right here and a dot behind his face. Okay. And then we're going to hang him right there. That way he's hanging. Okay. So we'll put a dimensional right there, and then dimensionals around your circle. Okay, so dimensional. Okay, so when we set our monkeys, we're going to, set them right here. So we also are going to put our twine. Now this twine is from, I forgot where the twine is from. I believe our twine is from the In Color from last year. It is still current. It is Parakeet Party twine. So we're just going to make a bow. This is an air bow. I don't know if you've ever made an air bow before, but I literally tied it in the air. Okay, so you find the middle of your twine, and you take the middle, put it together, and wrap the right side around, come through, and grab it. You have to see it. I don't know if you've ever made an air bow. Everyone has their own way of making a bow. I've just called it an air bow instead of a hair bow. It's an air bow. So, anyway, there's my air bow. So, this bow is pretty much hidden, and it's going to be hidden up under here like that. Okay, so but we're going to go ahead and take the backing off of our dots, or off of our dimensionals. And set our monkeys down right there, and then get our bow with our mini glue dots. Okay, may have to blow my nose here in just a minute. Okay, Here we go. And then, all right, so you put your twine on your mini glue dot, okay? And then I'm going to get my Take Your Pick tool out. It has this end, little piercing end, and I'm going to take this like just like this, if I can get it off of here. Okay, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to stick it under there. Like that. Okay. And then I'm going to cut the excess away, so we don't want too much hanging out. So there we go. Now we also want to put on our embellishments. So let me grab that embellishment pack. This embellishment pack has Calypso Coral. It's ombre, so it just went really well with our pumpkin pie. And then Old Olive. And I believe this is Night of Navy, or it could be Misty Moonlight. And then Coastal Cabana. But these are the coolest little embellishments. I believe they're going to go with a lot. And I love the little ones. So, there we go. So here's our second card. So that's so cute. I think his tail's behind the leaves there. I like it better here. So there you go. So let's put that card aside and let's do this next card. Okay, so here is this next card. Isn't this so fun? We're going to have some bananas going here. All right, so let's get some stuff going. There again, we have another circle. So I've already done 2 of those. We're going to stamp another. We are going to stamp bananas across the top and the bottom. So let me make sure this stamp is clean, because we're stamping it in a different ink color. Going to use Daffodil Delight, and we're going to stamp up here at the top, just different directions. And down here at the bottom. Different directions. I know I'm going fast. You don't have to have a perfect image, because a lot of this will be covered up. Okay. Got my little Stampin' Scrub over here that I'm cleaning with. Alright, did I put anything on the inside? I did not, but I am going to stamp a banana in here. And I am going to stamp it with that, because I'm going to color it. And I just decided to do this. So there we go. And that's going on the inside of the card. Okay, so let's go ahead and just put that on the inside. Okay. Okay, so the inside is done. Now, this has hearts on it. If you'll notice, our example has stripes, and on the other side of the stripes is polka dots. So like I said, you'll either have hearts, stripes, polka dots or dashes, but it will be in the yellow color. So I think I'm going to do this since the hearts are directional. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to go ahead and put that on there, and then we'll get to stamping our monkey and our foliage on our circle, and then punch our monkey out. All right, let's set that to side. Okay, when you get your kit, you're going to have some green, Old Olive, and that's to stamp and fussy cut some branches. And let me go ahead and get one. I want to show you how easy it is to fussy cut this Old Olive branch. In fact, I've already done two. I didn't want you to sit here and have to watch me. But you'll have enough in there to stamp 6, because you're going to be doing 2 cards of this. So you'll be doing 6 branches. So you notice as I'm cutting, I'm moving the paper. I'm not necessarily moving my scissors. And it goes pretty fast. I'm leaving an outline around the black because you don't want to cut it right next to the black, because no one is a perfect cutter, and we will cut on the black, we'll cut over the black, and you'll notice then. But see, if you leave an edge around it, you won't notice it. Okay, so now we're going to take our Old Olive dark blend, and we're going to color down at the bottom of the leaves, just to give it some definition. Okay. And there again, I am not perfect. I'm not an artist. But when you do something like this, it just kind of makes you feel like you're an artist. I don't know. I just think that just looks so good. All right. So now we're going to stamp our monkey, because we're going to punch him out again. So get the black, and let's stamp another monkey, and we're going to stamp some bananas. So, okay, let me see on this punch where the bananas need to be stamped. Okay, let me go ahead and stamp the bananas, and we'll do that too. Okay, on this, I've got several bananas. So let's go ahead and stamp several bananas. Bananas. Oh, and I have another banana image on this one. Oh. Okay, so we'll stamp that over here. And I just realized I needed my light Daffodil Delight blend. Let me grab it right quick. Okay, got it. Okay, let's color this monkey. Okay, here again, I'm going to use my... Ooh, that's dark. Well, I want to use dark. Okay. So this time I'm going to shade him right down the middle. And we're going to give him a beard. And we're shading him right down the middle on this too. I saw this on a card today and I thought I would try it. see what it looks like. He may look like a little skunk by the time we're finished. Okay, and then dark legs. Okay, and now I'm going to get my light and just go over him again. And that sometimes just helps blend him in. He may look like a little skunk by the time we're finished. And then, if you, like I said earlier, if you like and share my post, I will be sending out some cards. I'm making alternative cards. And I always mail cards out to people that share and like my post. Okay, bananas. I'm going to color these bananas dark on the ends and light in the middle. And dark here, and dark, and dark, and then light. Let me grab, dovetail to light, light, here we go. I did grab the right thing. Now petal pink for the face, and then we're going to stamp on the circle, and we will start putting this card together. Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll be doing that. Okay, so what I'm going to do is when I put my monkey right here, I'm going to have the foliage here, but I also have more foliage. If you'll notice on my original card, I have some more stamping here. So we have more foliage that comes in your stamp set, and I don't see that leaf. Oh my. Okay, it was hidden. Okay, so we're going to stamp the leaves. I don't know if what this is called, but before we do that, we're going to stamp the I'm Bananas. Probably need to put that on there first. Okay. Make sure I've got enough ink on here. Yes, okay. Okay, I'm Bananas About You is going over here. There we go. And then we're going to, ooh, that's pretty dark, isn't it? That's okay. I'm going to stamp, and we'll color these with our old olive blends. Okay. I'll take my light, and I'm going to use my fat tip on my blends, and I'm not pointing straight down because that will ruin the blend tip in a big hurry. I'm using it sideways, and I'm barely touching the paper. It's an alcohol marker, and when it touches the paper, it immediately starts to blend onto that paper. It makes contact. I don't know if you remember the old felt tip markers. When they touch the paper, you could just see them bleed into the paper. That's kind of what this does. It touches the paper and you could see it make contact. So you really don't have to mash. You just glide over the paper. Okay. On an area such as this, that's the only reason I use the big end. Okay, so now I'm going to take my dark old olive and just give it a little definition on some of these smaller areas. The designers at Stampin' Up, when they design these stamp sets, they give you lines like this. Just make you feel like a little artist already. You know, you can color it yourself, or you don't even have to. You could just leave it. And I'm not going to go back over and blend it, because I think this is a bolder card than the others. And I'm just going to leave it bold. Okay. I think that's probably hidden right there anyway. All right. Okay, so now I'm going to, as we did with the other card, I'm going to put this flat onto the card. And the reason why is because when it goes through the mail service, if it's up on dimensionals and everything, it's just going to be wonky when you get it. So let's go ahead and put this onto our card here with some adhesive. Let's see, I think this is about a 3-inch and this is 3 inches. There we go. Okay, so bananas. Let's punch these bananas out. Oh wait, yes. Now to punch these bananas out, let's do this right here. See if I can get this in the camera, if you can see it. Can you see that? There we go. There's 1, 2. There's going to be a lot of paper here. There we go. Woo. Okay. And then on my dots, let's get some bananas stuck to some dots. Okay. Now, let's go ahead and punch this monkey. Get that? There we go. Looks like there. It looks pretty good. Yeah. And then I am fussy cutting a banana because there is no punch for this banana. And I am leaving white, a little white outline on this banana. Because we're just going to set it in the monkey's hand. And it does not have to be the same amount of white around. Because remember, this is a handmade card. It's not a factory-made card. Okay. So he needs a dot here too. All right. So let's put this in his hand. go. All right, and we need some dots on our palms or fronds or whatever these are called, or foliage. How about that? Okay, so let's foliage out here. Foliage, how about right there? Foliage right there. And then we're going to put a dimensional, 2 dimensionals on the monkey. Oops. We don't want to cover that up. There we go. There we go on Bananas About You. And now let's put some bananas on here. Banana. Banana. Banana, banana. Okay, and the dots, the embellishments that I chose to put on this particular one are the blue ones, because the blue looks really good with this yellow. It just really pops with it. So I really like the blue on there. You could use the green or the I think any of these colors would look good. I just think the blue really looks good with it. Okay. So we have I'm Bananas About You. And we even have a banana in there. Here is this card. And then here's our other 2 cards that we made. Here we go. And then here is our orange card that we made, the little monkey card. Woo! Thank you so much for joining me tonight. I really enjoyed it. I really appreciate you coming. If you have any questions about the paper pumpkin that's coming up, the Fun in the Sun, this is what it's going to look like. It's I ordered extra boxes, so if you don't happen to get it in and you see the cards that I'm going to be making with this, you're like, oh, patience, I may have one left. I've got somebody that's going to be out of town and does not have access to a computer, and she's already asked me for one, so I'm already sold one, so I know that. If you are wanting to join my team, be a part of my Notable Stampers group, come on, I'd love to have you, I'd love to support you, and you could be a happy shopper with us. And we always have fun, we do things together. There's a group of us going on a cruise in June next year. I can't wait. I've already started paying on that cruise. And let's see what else is going on. 15% off Designer Series paper right now, and free shipping. How did I forget that? Free shipping right now, today, free shipping. So if you want this 6 card kits for free, you get everything to make these cards. You get the 6 card kits minus the stamp set. Just spend $35 or more and you get everything. You spend $50 and you will get the embellishment pack, the ombre embellishment pack, and the shipping will be free for $75 or more. But of course, the ultimate bundle is the $155 for $99 plus tax. It's free shipping on that. You get a pass paper pumpkin. I can't tell you enough. I would love for you to be on my little team. Come join us. Have fun. I will see you later. My name is Patience Holt. I'm a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator here in Central Arkansas. I do have a live class in person coming up on July the 9th. It will be at 2 o'clock in the afternoon here at my home in Central Arkansas. You can find me on Facebook Also, you can find me at notesfrompatience.com. There is a schedule out there. Just let me know. On this post, there's my email and a phone number that you can text me at. So I will talk to you later. Y'all just keep stamping. Bye.